Well, good morning. Happy Monday. It's Leza live on the news, 103.5 FM, KYCA. Did I say it's Monday? Did I mention that? I think I did. Yes.
Regrettably so.
I sure did. How you doing there, Matt Henshaw?
Incredible.
No case of the Mondays in this studio.
It's only because Drew's not here, so someone has to fill in for his cheerfulness.
Yes, and we have someone filling in this morning. The one, the only Andrew Zinzaletta. How you doing, Andrew?
I don't know about how uplifting and cheerful I'll be, but I'm here anyway.
You know, you don't have to be. It's Monday. There are no rules. We just got to get through it.
Wait, hold on. He's allowed to be down and I'm not?
Well, you're always down. You're allowed to be.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I was going to say, my
good.
up is down.
Yeah, I was going to say your up is not authentic.
It's
we
not
know.
authentic.
We know you. We know you. No, you seem pretty cheerful this
My
morning.
darkness.
You've got some fun plans today. You heading to the
Sure.
to the,
Fun is a nice way to describe
the
it.
Valley of the Sun. Is it the Valley of the Sun or the Valley of the what's the hottest thing you can think of?
The oven of America.
Yeah. To go to the big Rattlers indoor football game tonight. It's a playoff game.
Yep.
Is this the semifinals?
This is the semifinals. Yep.
Okay.
The championship game will be, I think, the 17th in Vegas.
In Las Vegas. So the Rattlers have to win tonight to go to Vegas.
They do.
And represent AZ since our Northern Arizona Wranglers fell short this year.
Yeah, they didn't make it to the playoffs.
Didn't make it to the playoffs, but that's okay. There's always next season, right?
Always.
So you're going to go down to the big game, and you're a photographer for the Rattlers. Have been for how long?
This is my 10th year.
Yes, and how long
Yeah.
have you been like a sports photographer?
20-ish.
20-ish years.
Yeah, well, photojournalist,
Photojournalist.
which encompasses sports.
Yeah.
Photojournalist is what I tell everyone is like the Swiss Army knife of photography. You got to be able to do it all.
Gotcha.
So-
And you do, buddy.
I do.
All right, so you're going to go down and do your thing, and then you're thinking you may or may not make it back tomorrow for the big show.
I'm planning on being here. I'll
Okay.
probably just be exhausted,
Yeah. Well,
which is nothing new.
I was going to say, that's fine. As long as you can turn my microphone on, that's all you need to do.
That's all I need to do.
That's all you need
Okay.
to do. Yeah, and make me smile every once in a while
Ugh.
with a good
That's
comeback.
the hard part,
I
making
know.
you smile.
Exactly.
I mean,
know the
jeez.
challenge. The challenge is real, Andrew.
Yeah,
you
do you see
know?
what you got to live up to here, Andrew?
Exactly, especially on a Monday morning.
I don't know if I can do it.
It's real easy. Just be dark.
What are you talking about? I smile all the time.
I know, but I'm dark. That's how it makes you smile.
That's true. That's true. Your darkness
the,
brings out the best in me.
I've been thinking about it. I'm like, I don't know which one is which, but I'm like the yin to your yang or yang to your yin,
Yeah.
whatever. You're the white and I'm the
dark.
Yeah.
Hey, it works for me.
I think it works.
And where
Yeah.
does Andrew fall
And
in
that's
that?
what you're wearing today too.
Black and
Black
white?
and white.
I
Yeah.
always wear black and white. That's my signature.
Andrew is the color that adds
He's
to the white
color.
and black. Yeah.
I think he has on like a blue plaid shirt, and so he is the color that adds to the show.
Yep.
It's more gray, but
Oh, okay.
same thing. I'm in the middle.
Yeah, right,
He's
right.
in the middle.
It's,
Got it.
It's my white and your black.
See, and I got black
We
on.
came together and had little Andrew.
And okay.
I love it.
You're welcome, son.
Okay then.
Well, we're glad that you're here because you know what? If you weren't here this morning, we couldn't bring you this, what we call Radio Gold, right?
Excellent.
Exactly. They'd have to throw on a rerun. I don't know what rerun we would play. I mean, there's so many good ones.
Just not Friday.
Friday was a free-for-all.
That was a weird day.
It was fun. I had a good time. Are you kidding me? I'm actually thinking of changing our programming completely to free-for-all Fridays.
Free for all Fridays?
Yeah,
No more free
just-
food for us Fridays?
Well, I did see
He
Barry.
misses one time and Barry's out?
No, Barry's not out. Barry's still in.
Okay.
No. I saw him later in the day, and he seemed to be doing better. I couldn't really tell. He said, I don't want to talk about it. So I said, okay. But he did such an amazing job. Of course, I went to the Joy of Giving luncheon put on by Arizona Community Foundation on Friday. Barry was there. He presented the award to Courtney Osterfeld for, gosh, I should have my pamphlet here and I don't, but she got an award. And Barry did such an amazing job. I mean, he just, off the cuff, no stumbles, no mispronunciations. He was really good. And then Mike Fan introduced Carol Chamberlain, our very own Carol Chamberlain. I'm just going to own her. And
Well, I believe they outlawed that many years ago. You're not allowed to own people
okay,
anymore, Leza.
all right, I won't own her, but you know what I mean. And she won the award for, gosh, why can't I remember? It was Lifetime of Giving or something like that. And then Dr. Tibby won Philanthropist of the Year. So it was a really great luncheon. It always is, though. You know, everybody comes together and we celebrate the joy of actually giving. You should try it. It feels good.
Does it?
It
okay.
feels good. Yes, absolutely. And then on Saturday, I went down to the fair around the courthouse plaza with Bubba. He and I went out, and he did such a great job. Didn't bark at one person or one dog. You know, you got to socialize those puppies.
I'm disappointed. I figured he would be a killer
No,
by this point.
I live with two killers, the Chihuahuas. You know.
True.
Yeah, so we want him to be different.
And that's what I'm saying. He's learning from them.
Yeah, well, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he needs to get out on his own and be his own person, and he did. And the fair was really nice. I caught it after the rain. We had some nice rain on Saturday, and then on Sunday Scott and I loaded up Bub and the 4x4 and went up to the Mogollon Rim, which is always a treat. Have you been up there?
No.
Never.
Probably at some point, but
Oh
it's
my
been
gosh.
it's been a while.
You got to do it. You got to go on Rim Road. And, you know, it's about 20 degrees cooler up there. It rained like on and off the whole time we were there. I took a sweatshirt. I'm like, gosh, you know, I left our house and it was really hot in the 90s.
Now, when you say 4x4, was that the Jeep or did you take your
Took
truck?
Scott's. No, not his truck. His. I call it the Pathfinder, but it's really a Toyota 4Runner.
Oh, okay.
And I just call it a Pathfinder just to poke him.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course, because the Nissan
No
Toyota
offense.
rivalry. Yeah.
No offense to the Nissan owners, but you know, I don't know. Kind of like not acknowledging what it really is because it's his little toy thing.
Yeah.
You know, married people do those kind of things. Poke.
I will never know.
You will never know. Anyway,
Nope.
so we went up there and we went to Knoll Lake. It's just such a great day trip to go up there and drive through Payson and like I said, 20 degrees cooler and rain on and off. So didn't see any bears. Saw a lot of elk though, which is always exciting. And I had a great weekend. How about you?
I just hung around here.
Yeah, worked. Mm-hmm. Clean? Did you clean?
No, I didn't get around to any of that. No.
Just worked. Okay.
I did some flying, which was
Flying.
nice.
Oh, good.
So
You
that
got
was
out
good.
and did a little hobby. All right.
Yep.
Good. What about you, Andrew? You have a good weekend?
Boring, but it was good.
Yeah.
Nice and easy.
Okay. Well, that's good. Those are necessary sometimes.
He probably worked too.
He probably worked too. Yeah. His dad.
Saturday.
His dad is one of the station owners. You know,
Yeah.
put him to work on the weekends.
It's rough.
Make him pull weeds out in the yard. I know.
Hey,
I have a dad. I know how
Someone's
it
got
is.
to do it.
Well, I did catch some Olympics this weekend. Did you guys watch any Olympics?
Watched some,
I've got the
yeah.
fever. I have it. And Team USA had a big weekend, ending in tied for the lead in golds, finally. We've been behind practically the entire week. We won 6 medals on Friday, 3 silvers in shooting, equestrian, and swimming, plus 3 bronze medals in sailing, archery, and track and field, but no golds on Friday. Then we had a huge Saturday with 18 more medals, 5 of them gold. Simone Biles won the vault. Ryan Krauser won his 3rd straight gold in men's shot put. Vincent Hancock won his 4th gold in men's skeet. The swimming team set a world record in the mixed medley relay, and Katie Ledecky won her 800-meter race to score the 9th gold of her career. It ties her for 2nd most all time, and she's hoping to compete again in the next Olympics in Los Angeles. Michael Phelps is first on that list with an insane 23 golds in his career.
It's a lot of metal.
Yeah. I think Michael Phelps should come back and swim in the 2028 Olympics. What do you think?
How old would he be by then?
I don't know, but
In
if
his
he's
40s,
that
I
if
think.
he's that decorated, I think he could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on back, Michael. Let's see what you can do.
Well, next time you're down in Phoenix, you'll have to go
I
harass him.
I got to look him
Yeah.
up. Yeah, I'm going to look him up after he gets home from the Olympics. Sunday was another big day. 10 more medals, 5 of them gold. Sprinter Noah Lyles won his 100-meter race by 5 1,000ths of a second. Did you see this? It looked like he did not win.
Right.
They had to lean in. As a sports photojournalist, I'm sure you've couple of those
That
right there at the ribbon.
that's an almost impossible shot if it's that close. Yeah, but,
Unbelievable. He didn't even think he won until he did. And then, of course, everybody knew he won. Let's see. Kristen Faulkner took gold in women's cycling after making the team as a sub. Did you see the final in that? She was minutes ahead of second place.
Yeah, that's pretty
It was
insane.
pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Wonderful job. Swimmer Bobby Fink won the men's 1,500-meter freestyle race. The women's swim team won their medley relay, setting a new world record along the way. And golfer Scotty Scheffler, my boy, because I'm a big fan, shot 9 under par in his final round to win by a stroke. 62 was his final score. Unbelievable.
Did you watch the whole thing?
I did not, but I have it. You can go back on Peacock and you can rewatch anything.
Yeah, they have almost all of it, don't they?
Yeah. And you can go by category, so it's super easy to find what you want to watch. I will be watching that today, especially if it rains today. Yeah, looking forward to it. So if you add it all up, Team USA ended the weekend sitting pretty with 71 total medals. Then China at 45, France 44, Great Britain 37, Australia 31. And we came into the day tied with China at 19 golds each. France and Australia are next with 12 and Great Britain with 10. There you have it. Your Olympic wrap-up this morning.
Did you see what happened this morning, or shall I say last night?
No, are you sure you want to spoil it? Because, I like to watch.
It's up to you.
Who does it have to do with?
Simone Biles.
Oh, okay. No, don't tell me.
Okay.
I'm assuming she won. She didn't? Oh, Matt. Shame on
I can
you.
tell you.
You shook your head.
Yeah, well,
I could tell. Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. I want to let you guys know we will not be watching The Bachelorette tonight. We are watching the Olympics.
Thank you, Lord.
Yeah.
I won't have time anyways.
Yeah, you won't. Yeah, I was going to ask you.
I'll be at a football game.
Yeah, you'll be at the football game. But yeah, no, Julie and I have decided we made an executive decision to forego The Bachelorette since it's so darn boring and watch the Olympics instead.
Well, maybe we should make Andrew watch it and report in for us.
Yeah, Andrew, would you like to be our Olympic correspondent? Oh, the Bachelorette, you're saying.
Correspondent.
Okay, would you like to do that for us, Andrew, please? Thank you.
I hate to break it to you.
Yeah.
I already don't watch too much TV.
Uh-huh.
I swear I'm not making excuses or anything.
Sure, yeah.
I've got so many plans tonight.
Plans, lots and lots of plans. Yeah, okay.
He's got a hot date.
I know who we can get to watch The Bachelorette. John Rust.
Oh yeah, John
Let's
loves
see if
that
he hears
stuff.
his name out there in the green room. Yeah, John would watch it for us.
Yeah.
He'd do a great job reporting.
He'll forgo the Olympics to watch The Bachelorette. he doesn't like sports at all.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think you're right on that. How about some daily designations today? National Underwear Day. That's close to the Daily Do.
Yeah,
That's about as close to the Daily Do as you can get.
pretty close,
without
yeah.
being the Daily Do, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Did you know? A 2012 survey revealed that the average woman owns 20 pairs of everyday underwear and 14 for special occasions. That's a total of 34 pair of underwear.
That's a lot of britches.
That's a lot. While men, on the other hand, own an average of how many pairs?
3.
You have 3 pairs of underwear.
I just figured
Are
that's
you
what the
above
average
average?
is.
Are you above average?
Maybe.
Okay. What would you think, Andrew? How many?
Well, I don't know about you, but I don't count.
No, I don't count either.
Well,
So I'm not quite sure.
You're not quite sure. Would your mom know?
Probably not sure about
Probably
that
not.
either.
Yeah. Okay. Matt?
the bigger question is, does it still count as underwear if it's just the elastic band that's left?
Throw those away. All right. If you've got holy underwear, chuck them.
That's not even holy.
Didn't
That's
your
just
mom tell you to always put on clean, nice underwear in case you get in an accident? Then the emergency people are going to see your underwear.
good for them.
It's good advice.
They're gonna, if it's bad enough, they're usually gonna cut it off anyways.
That's true. That's a
so
good
if
point.
they just had to cut the elastic band, golden.
They're right. They're happy. Well, why even wear them if it's just the band? It's not doing anything for you.
It's still underwear.
8 pair of underwear. The average man has 8 pair of underwear. According to this survey, they haven't done a survey since 2012 on underwear.
Maybe it's gone down. Maybe it's closer to 3.
Yeah, well, with the economy the way it is, you're probably right about that. It's National Work Like a Dog Day, which makes absolutely no sense to me. When I left my house, one dog, I'm not going to name names because I don't want to embarrass him, but he was laying on my California King bed on his back, legs spread, head tilted, and his tongue hanging out. So,
Scott?
no. Bubba. That was Bubba. The other dog was on the back of the couch under a blanket. The other dog was in her bed in the dog room. So those dogs don't work.
I would love to work like that.
Whatsoever. Work like a dog day. Maybe just take the day off.
Yeah.
There you go. And it's International Traffic Light Day. On this day, back in 1914, the world's first electric traffic light. Say that fast. Electric traffic light.
Electric traffic light. Electric traffic light.
Show off. Was installed in Cleveland, Ohio, at the corner of East 105th Street and Elucid Avenue. There was no yellow, though, just red and green. Did you know until very recently, Asheville, Ohio, near Columbus, operated the world's oldest traffic light? It was installed in 1932 and worked nonstop ever since, till they retired it to Ohio's small town museum, where it directs foot traffic in the hallway. It's a lovely retirement story.
It's a lot of light bulbs.
You're welcome. All right. Do you have any report on the weather, Andrew? Because that's what Drew usually does for us. He pretends like he knows what he's talking about. In all cases.
I always know what I'm talking about.
Okay. All right. Let's hear it.
All right. For the weather, hold on. Let me read it off.
Okay.
Today, we have a partly cloudy early in the morning with a 20% chance of thunderstorms in the late morning and afternoon with light winds. But tonight, mostly cloudy with the evening and then becoming partly cloudy with a 10% chance of thunderstorms and light winds, sorry.
Light winds, okay. Thunderstorms and winds. That's all I heard. What'd you hear? Same.
Rain.
Okay. Remember, the monsoons last through September, everybody.
They do. The end of September, I think, technically.
That's what he said. Didn't I say through September? Isn't that the same?
No, well, I mean, there's a middle sometimes.
Okay.
I don't know. You never know.
All right. Should we move on? We've got some important guests this morning.
We do.
Yes, we have a couple from Polera Health in this morning. It's back to school time, which can be challenging for some kids. And we're going to talk about the signs to watch for and what parents can do if they're concerned about their child. We have the Director of Marketing and Communications for Polera Health, Deanna Eder, in, along with the Children's Clinical Services Manager, Leah Webb. So those two will be up. Coming up next here on Leza Live. Right now, ladies, listen up. Tell me, how you feeling? You feeling like yourself? If not, you might be dealing with the effects of hormonal imbalance. Prescott Women's Clinic has the solution with their bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. It's a natural and effective way to feel like yourself again. 2 convenient locations here in our area. If you want to go to the Prescott office, it's off of Willow Creek Road in Prescott Valley. They're on Florentine Road. Super easy to get started. All you have to do is pick up that phone and dial 928-778-4300. You can also make that appointment online at PrescottWomen'sClinic.com. And we'll be right back. Welcome back. It's Leza live on the news, 103.5 FM, KYCA. We have Polera Health in studio with us this morning. More specifically, the Director of Marketing and Communications, Deanna Eder. Good morning. Welcome back, Deanna.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming in, and thanks for bringing Leah Webb in, the Children's Clinical Services Manager. Good morning, Leah.
Hi, good morning.
Thanks for coming in, and this is so timely because it's back to school time, which can be many things. It can be exciting, it can be an anxious time, it can even be scary for some kids, and we're going to talk a little bit about that and what parents can do to get their kids, some things to look for, some signs maybe, and what parents can do to help their kids. But before we get to all that, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, Leah. What is your position at Polera Health? What's your focus?
Hi, I manage the children's services on the outpatient team. I'm also a child and family therapist. I've been there for 19 years, so
Wow.
I've seen it through a lot of changes
Sure.
and evolution. So that's right now my focus is managing their programs and overseeing. We have therapy, groups, direct support. We also have a lot of services and supports for families and parents, so parenting education, parent support classes, those type of things.
Wonderful, wonderful. And Deanna, share with us what it is that you do over there at Polera Health.
Well, I do everything forward-facing, so I'm out in the community all the time, and we just did our open house last week.
Yes, how
or
was
2 weeks ago
it?
at Gail Gardner. We had a great open house,
Oh,
and we had
good.
lots of community partners, and the Chamber of Commerce did a ribbon cutting for us. So we had about 130, 140 people show up for a
Nice.
tour and a little nosh and some live music, and so it was great.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And if people didn't catch that show, tell people what they can take advantage of at that location.
Yeah, so that's a new location for us, and we've moved services from a couple of our older sites because we've got some older sites, and we're doing all integrated care and adult services out of that. So peer support, primary care, caseworkers, therapy, it's all for adults out of that location. And so we're thrilled. It's gorgeous. You walk in and it's warm and inviting. And so we're happy to have it. And we're accepting new patients. So if anyone's looking for a primary care physician, we're accepting new patients in primary care. And you don't have to see us for integrated or for behavioral or mental health.
Okay, wonderful. What's the best way to get more information or to make an appointment?
So just call our main number at 928-445-5211, and you'll talk to our call access center, and they'll let you know availability and if we're accepting insurances, what insurances we're accepting.
Perfect.
Yeah, we're in the middle of credentialing our family practice, and so it takes a little time to get them all credentialed
sure.
with all the insurances.
I'm sure it
Yes,
does.
yeah.
What else is going on over there at Polera? Get us up to date.
So we're opening up the Connection Center, which is next to the new jail, and we'll open that September 9th. Super excited about that because that's going to move a lot of Prescott's crisis to that location, as well as our Title 36, which is the involuntary hold. We talked about that last
Yes,
time
we
with
did.
Devin. So we're going to move all of that to Prescott, which will then take our crisis stabilization unit in Prescott Valley and open that up for more services and what it's supposed to really do, which
Right.
is for the community, walk through our doors 24/7, anyone in crisis.
Wonderful. You guys are doing great work at Polera Health for our community, definitely. And
Thank you.
like I mentioned earlier, back to school time, I'm sure that, I remember it as a kid. I loved it. As a parent, it was not as exciting. There was a lot of trepidation with, when it's your kids going off to school. And I'm sure that you see a lot of that. And you're here today to kind of inform us on what we should look for and what we can do to help.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a very stressful time. It can be an exciting time. I think whenever you have a mix of emotions, there's a likelihood for an increase in maybe stress, anxiety. So you might see maybe a child who was really excited before, maybe they're more quiet or maybe they're withdrawn. The other thing to look for is any parental anxiety that might be increasing some of your child's stress. So I know that when your kiddo moves into a new grade, it's an unknown. You don't
Sure.
know what they're doing, what they're going into. Also that could create a lot of stress in the entire family as far as a kiddo goes into a new classroom or
Sure.
a new situation. So just kind of noticing what you're bringing into that and how you can help calm them and help regulate their emotions. Checking in with them, letting them know that you're thinking about them, that you're wondering how their day is going. And if you start to notice a change, so like I said, if a kiddo was doing really well in school and all of a sudden they're not, if they were really talkative and all of a sudden they're not, those are things to look for.
Yeah. And with kids, it's so hard to know. I mean, one day they're talkative, the next day they're not. And so we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back on the other side, let's talk about more signs and also what kind of resources you have at Polaire Health for parents that have noticed a lot of these signs and they think it's time to take that next step to get their kids some help. All right. More with these ladies from Polaire Health coming up after this quick break. So tell me, are you suffering from a toothache that just won't quit? Well, don't let dental emergencies ruin your day. Turn to Pro Solutions Dental Group, your trusted experts in emergency dental care. With their skilled team and state-of-the-art facilities, they'll have you smiling again in no time. Whether it's a cracked tooth, a lost filling, or unbearable pain, Pro Solutions Dental Group is here for you. Don't wait until it's too late. Call Pro Solutions Dental Group today and get the relief you need. 928-776-1208, or you can reach them online at PrescottDentist.com. And we'll be right back. Welcome back. It's Leza Live on the News 103.5 FM KYCA. Chatting with Deanna Eder and Leah Webb from Polaire Health this morning about kids going back to school and what to look for in your children and what you can do to help them out. And we talked a little bit about some of the signs to watch for, the changes in behavior, mood, overall demeanor, some other signs that we can be aware of as parents.
Yeah, their physical states, sometimes additional stomach aches or headaches. I know that kiddos have well checks every year, so it's important to check in on their mental health too. So how does that contribute to their physical well-being, eating, sleeping, all of those things?
Right. Okay. So you see that your child's having a hard time, and it's something new. You have never seen this before. What do you do as a parent? What's the first step?
I think the first step is to check in with ourselves. Notice what we're feeling, how we're taking this in. The other step is to look at their schedule. Are we setting them up for success? Coping skills like mindfulness practices, grounding, just connecting with our child on their level. I know that sometimes it's hard to understand what our kids like and their interests these days, and so being able to check in with them on what they like, and also taking it at their pace. I know it can be really hard when our kiddos aren't talking and opening up, but pushing and prodding isn't usually successful.
No, you wouldn't think so.
What kind of questions are good? Are they open-ended questions?
Yeah, I think starting, like I said before, just saying I missed you. I thought of you today. I wondered how your day was, or I'm wondering what was your favorite part of your day. Sometimes, how was your day is a triggering question.
Right.
So
Fine.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So finding new ways of, if you had 3 wishes today, what would they be? Or, if you could go and transport yourself anywhere in the world today, where would you go? Just starting to kind of get that connection out of just communication.
Sure. When do you know it's something more serious than just opening up the lines of communication? When do you realize that, man, I need to get some help?
Yeah, when you're noticing those big changes, I think the physical symptoms are a big piece. If you're starting to see a child is ill, they're not wanting to go to school, they're sick, but you're not really sure why they're sick. Maybe they have headaches or stomach aches. Maybe they're not sleeping through the night, or they're starting to fixate on certain things. So they're telling you, I'm worried about this, and they are having kind of pervasive thoughts where they can't stop thinking about something. And of course, bigger signs and symptoms. Like shutting down and not communicating when they once were, maybe making statements of harm or wishing they weren't here anymore. Those are big things to watch for.
Those are big things. And withdrawing, when they're withdrawing from family,
Right.
withdrawing from friends. Yeah.
And what ages should we be concerned?
Ooh.
All ages. I knew you were going to say that as soon as I said it. But, different concerns for different ages. And different changes in behavior for different ages. So when do you seek professional help?
Yeah, and it's as a child develops, their like we kind of mentioned before. I mean, their communication patterns change anyway. So it's obviously as they get older and they're teenagers, they're going to stop talking to us. So that maybe isn't the time. But
Right.
I think that trusting your gut, trusting your intuition, also checking in with your other healthcare professionals. So as you do well checks, as they do mental health screenings, seeing if they're also noticing. Teachers can also bring that to your attention. So I think that when you're hearing from other people that there might be a concern, that's the time to check in.
Right. I remember being in 5th grade, and I would just really conveniently get a stomach ache during math. Go to the nurse's room every day nobody ever, they're like, go back to class. It's just because I didn't want to go to math, right? And they kind of just blew it off. And that was probably the right thing to do in that situation. But I'm thinking if it was something bigger than that, the school nurse would check in probably with the parent and tell them that they're having these issues at school. So the school, is your right-hand partner in your child's well-being and being aware of what's going on, correct?
Yes, absolutely. And other people around you too. So whether that's supports in the community, clubs, churches, those support people will also give you some ideas.
Right.
But yeah, finding those patterns and like, are they having a stomachache every day?
Every day during math. It's fine during art.
You're not a numbers
PE.
girl, are you?
How'd you know, Deanna? But yeah, we laugh, but there are some kids, it would make them so sick, and the parent would never know that unless they weren't in communication. Yeah. What kind of resources do you have at Polera Health that would help children and help parents help their kids?
Yeah, so in addition to individual and family counseling, we also offer parenting education, parenting support, caregiver support. We'd also have some groups, so group therapy, group skills therapy, skills training. So sometimes kiddos have a harder time in social environments. We're seeing a lot of social anxiety and stress just being around other people. So that's something we can incrementally help them get more comfortable being in those very demanding social settings.
Right. Kids today are dealing with things that we had no clue about when we were kids. And really, even when we were raising our kids, that's how fast things are changing. And so I guess your advice would be to reach out for help. Get those. You've got so many resources. And how would you start? Would you go to the website first and see what's available, or what would you recommend?
I think either of those. So going to the website or calling. Calling, of course, if you know right away you want an intake. Website offers really good supports. I know we have our resource section of our website. We have some webinars. Are those still up, Deanna?
We do. Actually, our webinars, we've got a few on there that we've done about parenting skills with Benny. And so those are on our website. There's 4 of them, and they were excellent. We did it during COVID, and I copied her Zoom, and we just did a videotape of that and stuck those on. But our services, we break it out based on age ranges. And so we've got really great services in our 0 to 5. And then when they get into that elementary school, we've got some great support groups and and therapy for that age group, and then moving into the teens.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. You covered them all.
We have to.
Yes.
Yes.
You sent me this flyer on key findings, and the statistics are quite alarming. You want to kind of break down these findings that this recent survey found?
Yeah, so there was a report that just came out. Actually, it was last week, and it's the 2024 Mental Health America report.
Okay.
And it looks at all the states across the United States and where mental health ranks for both adult and youth. And so this one really is around 13 to 17, that age group.
Okay.
But we find that Arizona ranks pretty low in services, and also with people reaching out, with the number of providers that we have in our state. And so we don't have a lot of access to services. And so the great thing about Polera Health is we're here, and we've been here since 1966. So it's like we have services in our community for our kids.
Right.
And we keep adding services for our kids. We keep adding support groups. But this report was staggering to me. And,
Right.
and I sent it off to a couple of people I work with, and it was quite shocking. And I think the biggest thing is that our youth don't know what to do or how to do it, right? And so if they're experiencing something, if they're experiencing some depression or some anxiety, we talked about anxiety, and it's somewhat situational a lot of times, right? And so they don't know what to do. They don't know if they should, reach out to somebody, if they should talk to a parent about it.
Or just try and deal with it.
Or try to deal with
Yeah.
it, or hide it, or, there's a lot of different reasons why people don't reach out for services, or parents don't reach out for services for their kids. Yeah.
Okay, but they're there. The services are there, right there at Polera Health, and you guys are there, open and willing to help in any situation. And I guess our job here today is just to let people know what those services are, and also, like we did earlier in the hour, what to be looking for.
Yes.
Yes. When you said we're at the bottom, I mean, we are at the very bottom in some situations. You said 48,
49, 50. We're there.
Yeah.
And it's both adult and adolescent services.
Right.
Yeah. It was a quite interesting report, and it just tells us where the state of Arizona sits, right? It's not only funding, but it's also access to care.
Right, right. And also letting people know that the care is out there and available.
Yes.
Okay, very good. We're talking with Polera Health this morning. We have Deanna Eater and Leah Webb in studio with us. If you have a call, the line is open, 928-541-1016. Ladies would love to answer your questions. And Andrew would love to answer the phone. Right, Andrew? All right, more on Leza Live coming up right now. You ladies are going to want to do this if you haven't done it already. Go to artfuleyejewelers.com and enter to win the $2,000 jewelry makeover. Everybody has, I don't know, a couple pieces you don't wear anymore. They're out of style. Maybe you got them from a family member and not quite your style. Well, you can turn those pieces into something you want to wear again, and you can win $2,000 from the Artful Eye Jewelers to do just that. Just go online, artfuleyejewelers.com, tell them what you have and what you'd like to do with it. You can upload some pictures of what you have and what you'd like. The lucky winner is going to be chosen on August 31st. So you need to get online today and sign up for a chance to win that $2,000 jewelry makeover at artfuleyejewelers.com. Also, check out Artful Eye's Facebook and Instagram pages. Super fun to see what other people have done before and after as well. Again, that's the Artful Eye Jewelers, Middle Whiskey Road, downtown Prescott. And we'll be right back. Welcome back, and thanks for hanging out with us this morning. It's Leza live on the News 103.5 FM, KYCA, Polara Health. My guests this morning, we have the Director of Marketing and Communications, Deanna Eder, in, as well as the Children's Clinical Services Manager, Leo Webb, with us this morning. And we're talking about a lot of the different services you guys offer at Polara Health, starting with, birth to 5-year-old. I mean, it doesn't get any earlier than that. Except for maybe prenatal care, but
Well, and that's all kind of part of it
Okay.
too. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And on our Birth to 5 program, we are actually a center of excellence. And what that means is that the insurance companies out there have chosen Polara Health as an organization that does Birth to 5 really well.
Oh, nice.
And so we take that with Mercy Care and Health Choice and Care First, and they've given us that title of Center of Excellence. And so Leah knows a lot about our Birth to 5 program. That's her program. So yes.
Yeah, birth to 5. So as we all know, that is a very challenging time frame for kiddos and for parents. So with our birth to 5 program, we offer a lot of parenting supports, child and family therapy. So really specific therapy geared towards understanding the complex emotions of our little ones and how that can look, because it doesn't always look like maybe a much older child.
Right.
And being able to communicate and regulate those little ones so that they're learning from a very early age how to live in this social world. So it starts there. And we all know that little ones, their brains are like developing at a rate that is primed for this. They are ready to learn how to understand and regulate their emotions
Right.
through the support of a caregiver.
Okay.
So that's the main focus. Our Birth to 5 Center of Excellence is that because we have specialized education and training in that Birth to 5 therapeutic modality, but also we continue to work with other community partners in collaborating, because it does take a village. So we have a lot of support in the community from developmental providers, providers that go in-home. So they do a lot of in-home services right after the birth of a child. So we do rely heavily on the support of our community.
Wonderful. And you had mentioned during the break a couple of different classes, programs with really cool names. Share a little bit about those.
So for Birth to 5, we have our trauma-informed parenting. So we also have our circles of security, parenting education. We also have a littles group called Little Connections. So it's our little skills training group. So it's kind of geared towards helping little ones in the social world, especially as they go right into preschool. And that can be a really tough time for
Right,
kids.
sure.
Transitions are hard.
Yes.
And
And
that's
then,
like what, 3 to 5?
yeah. And then for older kiddos, after they move through birth to 5, or kids that are enrolled that are older, we have our Coping Cats, which is a cognitive behavioral therapy based group, really helping them understand the power of their thoughts and feelings and how that drives their actions and what they do with those emotions. And then we have Seeking Safety, which is geared towards children who've been through hard things, who've had trauma, and we focus that group on our teenage population. And then in addition to that, we have our parenting support groups. We also have, again, trauma-informed parenting that not only helps with just that educational base, but then continuing that support in a parenting support environment.
Wow. Covering it all, including, I see, an autism spectrum disorder group as well.
Yeah, so we are. So we're building that program as well to become a center of excellence. So we already are designated with one insurance company. Our autism spectrum disorder team does a lot of work, again, in the community. That's a big piece, is partnering with the community providers and, of course, advocating for these kiddos in schools.
It's also adults. We have adults in our autism program, and we have children in our autism program. So we have, what do we have? We have a anger management class that we teach. We have a communications class for both children and adults. And so those are both support groups that we run in our autism program. We also work with a lot of different community partners, and we do a monthly Zoom, I guess you would say, and it's a support group for parents with special needs children. And so that's the second Tuesday of every month. We'll start back up in September. It's free and it's on our website, so they can just go to our website and look under our autism program and find that. And we bring in community partners and specialists from all over the state that bring information to parents working with children under the special needs category. Yeah.
How wonderful.
Yeah.
So the help is out there. We just need to make sure people know that it is out there and how to take advantage of it. They're not alone. I guess that's the message. If you're dealing with a child that's having some serious issues, you're not alone, and there's help right here in our community. Polaria Health is happy to get you where you need to be. With a phone call, correct? They can call in and say, this is what I'm dealing with. And then you have specialists that will tell them, well, this might work for you, or this is a good idea. How about try this?
This is where we start.
Yeah, this
Yes.
is where we start.
Yes.
What is that phone number?
It's 928-445-5211. They can also go to our website, polariahealth.com, and Children's Services is listed right there on the website.
Wonderful resource your website is. Definitely. All right, we have one more segment. We have to take one more break. We're visiting with Deanna Eder and Leah Webb from Polaria Health this morning. More coming up. Stay with us. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning. It's Leza Live on the News 103.5 FM KYCA. Talking with Polaria Health this morning. We have Leah Webb and Deanna Eder in with us, and we have just a few more minutes to chat. Again, if you have any questions, you can call or you can check out the website. Everybody there at Polaria Health is there to help in one way or another. So we should talk a little bit about transitions for teens. I mean, we talked about the little kids and whatever, but you had brought up, what do you call it, a slogan or a topic called the comfort crisis.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about that.
So I think especially with teens and even with us adults, we want to be comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes being bored is very uncomfortable.
Right.
So this need to seek out a lot of stimulus, a lot of instant gratification, a lot of entertainment. And so I think that sometimes we inundate ourselves with so much that when we're bored, it's uncomfortable and
Right.
it increases our anxiety.
Sure it does.
And what you had mentioned, earlier about just that fear of missing out, like I could be doing something else, and if I
Right.
don't look at my phone right now, I'm missing out on something.
Yes.
So I think that in terms of teens and the transition to school and maybe even beyond, one of the sports we have is called the Transition Age Youth Program.
Okay.
And that program is geared towards kiddos who are moving into junior, senior, then beyond, and how that can be scary and how that can bring a lot of really big feelings and sometimes regression. So things that they used to be able to do, they can't do anymore. And we're really trying to help them and support them by building on their strengths.
Right.
And connecting them to supports.
That's wonderful. Anxiety is so prevalent with everybody across all age groups anymore. I don't remember it really being that way, years back.
Well, I think we're also more aware of it,
Yeah.
right? I mean, post-COVID, we learned to keep an eye on other people. We learned to pay attention to our neighbors and our friends and our family. And so we're paying attention to mental health, right?
Right.
And anxiety is part of it. And so it's created a lot of anxiety within our kids, this post-COVID.
Sure.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
And social media.
Oh, gosh. It gives me so much anxiety. Yeah, put it away, right? Put it away.
The highs and lows of social media.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. If we could just take the good and get rid of the bad, we'd be all right. But it's just not possible.
And our transition to age youth group, our support services also help kids like design their resumes, apply for colleges, work
Wow.
on their GEDs if they need to. And so it's really moving them through those steps in life to get them to that next step where they can be successful.
Fabulous.
Right? And so vocational services will give them jobs. We'll get them out in the community to volunteer. So we're giving them those skills to not only how to relate to people, but also to better their resume.
I love it. That is wonderful. You wrote a very nice blog. I read it. It was about back to school. Another great resource for people that's available for free.
Yes.
Yeah, you wanna share some other
Yeah,
resources?
so you can find it on our
Yeah.
website under on our blog. I have a blog every month, and also Quad City Business News has the article in this month, and so because I write for them every month also. But it just gives you some ideas on what to watch for and some strategies on how to help your child through maybe this tough transition, go back to school. And so, yeah, refer to it. And there's some great tips in there. Also, there's all kinds of information out there. We just have to Google it, right?
Right.
And you can get some really good tips that are out there. And you can also call us.
Yes. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right, we have a couple minutes left. Do you have some final thoughts? Anything we missed, perhaps?
Oh my goodness. Well, I think a big thing is making sure that we're reaching out to community support. So a big supporter for us is Launchpad for our teens. Of course, your primary care physicians. So and the schools. I know that the schools have a lot going on, and there's a lot of really great supports and partners that can help link families to support.
Sure. I mean, everybody wants our kids to be okay. Everybody. That is a common goal of the community.
We do.
Right.
And we love like Boys and Girls Club, right? We love Big Brothers, Big Sisters. We support all of those local organizations. That's a great thing about our community. We're so
Yes.
rich in resources, right?
Right.
You just have to seek out those
You
services.
have to go and seek them if you need them.
Yes.
And I'm looking at these statistics, and it looks like a lot of us need them, and they're available.
Yes.
Yes. So give Polaris Health a call. They'll get you in the right direction. If nothing else, if you have no idea where to start, that phone call is going to get you to somebody that's going to tell you, well, we have this and that, and perhaps this would help. And again, that phone number is?
928-445-5211.
And the website is?
PolaraHealth.com. And you can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and I've got one more. I don't know. But those are my main three.
Wonderful.
So, yeah.
Wonderful. Well, you guys must have a very satisfying job out there helping the people in our community, especially you, Leah, with helping the children that come in that you see and the families. So keep up the good work over there at Polaris Health. It's definitely a wonderful part of our community.
Our staff definitely have a heart for it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to, right?
You have to.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, well, I want to thank you both for coming in this morning. Thank you, Deanna, for putting these shows together for us and in helping us help you get the word out about all the great resources and all the great things that Polaris Health offers our community.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great Monday. Dan Bongino's up next. I'll see you on the radio back here tomorrow.